welcome to Tuesday, everyone, as we continue to explore through the book of Philippians. And today we're going to be exploring from Philippians chapter 1, verses 12 to 26. And here Paul is exploring the whole issue of suffering. Now, this is an issue or a theme that is very hard for people to comprehend at times. If God is so powerful, God is so good, why does suffering still exist in the world? And many people use it as an excuse not to follow God or to turn away from God. But here, Paul is encouraging us to find joy in the midst of suffering, because he's talking about how in the midst of sharing the gospel, many difficult things have happened to him. And he's saying, I thank God that happened to me, because it helped to advance the gospel. It gave courage and bravery to others to see how I handled it. And I love what he said here in Philippians chapter 1. I'm going to read a few verses from verse 18. It says, yes, and I will continue to rejoice. Even after he's listed a whole lot of things that have happened, he says, yes, and I will continue to rejoice, for I know that through your prayers and God's provision of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, what has happened will turn out for my deliverance. And I eagerly expect and hope that I will be in no way ashamed, but will have sufficient courage, so that now as always Christ will be exalted in my body, whether by life or by death. And I love this verse. And he says, the ultimate for me is not to be successful, prosperous, own a big house, a big Ferrari. No, he says in verse 22, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. I love that. He's saying, let's find joy in suffering. And today, as you read this devotion, you're going to find two reasons why Paul says we can find joy in suffering. Have a great day. God is with you.
But why is this story so important? Why did the Apostle Paul use a letter about a donation to discuss something with the Philippians? Because the Apostle sees two small dangers: lack of unity and heavenly citizenship. Lack of unity because two sisters were at each other's throats a bit. And the issue of heavenly citizenship had been simmering under the surface because there were Jewish teaching in circulation that told Christians, you can't have your heads in the sky, you must think about the earth as well. In both of these discussions, money is the linchpin. First, because the financial support of a fellow Christian makes heavenly unity visible here on earth. And secondly, because every Christian who invests in the kingdom of God shows that his heart beats, first of all, for heaven and not for the earth. Okay, so this is the historical background. Now let's have a brief look at the biblical overview, that is how the letter to the Philippians stands in relation to the other New Testament letters. If we apply Philippians to the desert journey of the people of Israel, it does not represent deliverance from the world, or fellowship with God, or problems on the way, nor does it describe the separation from evil after the Jordan, or the blessings in Canaan like Ephesians does. The letter to the Philippians rather shows the normal Christian life of a heavenly citizen who is not yet at his destination. The Apostle Paul shows that he is on the brink of death and can already see the destination spiritually, a little like Moses on the mountain when God showed him the land. But he was just not there yet. So the Christian is still in the desert shortly before the land, but not with the problems like 1 Corinthians. Sin does not even appear in the letter to the Philippians. It's all good, but not yet at the destination.